Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris and I'm the owner of Hosea Clothing. If it's your first time to this channel, we're a Christian clothing brand whose main message is putting faith through fashion. And so you guys have been brilliant sending in your questions to Instagram for today's Q&A with me, and I can't wait to get started. So let's go. So why the name Hosea? So that's a really good question. We originally meant to be called One and Only, but we changed a few weeks before the launch. In fact, we actually had one of our first hoodies with One and Only planted in the middle with blessed and italics over it. But we changed to Hosea for a number of reasons. The main reason was I didn't feel very connected with the brand name One and Only. I was instructed by a friend called Anne, who's actually our main model and does a lot of work for us. She instructed me to a preaching of a Hillsong conference that she went to about Hosea. And after watching that preaching, I just felt immediately connected with the brand name Hosea and with the preaching itself and the story behind Hosea, because I felt the story of Hosea was very similar to what my goal for this Christian clothing brand was to do. So just to give you a quick summary of the story of Hosea, he was a minor prophet in the Old Testament, and he was instructed by God to marry a prostitute. So he was quite a well-known man, but he had been instructed by God to marry the lowest of the low. And can you imagine in today's world, would anybody even do that? But because he was such a faithful servant to God, it was a happy marriage essentially. As you guys know, there's rough patches and there's good patches and there's rough patches and there's good patches in life. It hit a rough patch and Gomer left, went back to her old ways. So essentially what happened was Hosea was distraught, he was upset and he didn't know where to turn. But obviously he turned to God and God told him to go back to claim what was stolen from him. So he went back to the whorehouse and he bought her and restored her back to his home. And why this preaching spoke so clearly to me was because it compares this to Hosea being God and us being Gomer. We come to God all the time for things, but we get distracted by things of the world and we stray away from him, but God always restores us back to his kingdom. And it's the same way what our clothing brand wants to do with non-believers or believers that are on the fence with their faith, and just restore them back to his kingdom through fashion. Yeah, so that's about it really. That's really why the name Hosea, and I hope that really answers your question. So why were you inspired to start this brand? So I was inspired to start this brand because I'd been going to church for quite a while regularly, and I felt connected with the word. If you guys read my blog, you guys understand the events that led up to me starting this brand, and essentially what happened was I was chasing football as my dream, or soccer as you guys in America call it, and from having a soccer scholarship in America, I came home upset that wasn't the right opportunity for me, because I thought that would be my breakthrough and my dream for myself. But as I came home from that dream, I had a semi-professional contract, I guess you can say, lined up for me, and I went to a training session. But I just kept finding myself not wanting to go to the training session, and I thought it was me being lazy, thought it was me having a lack of ambition for my dream. But it was at the same time, it coincided with me growing spiritually at church at Picasa Centre, and from there I started to think maybe it isn't just me being lazy, maybe it's God telling me that this isn't what he wants me to do anymore if I can't find the motivation despite putting so much effort into finding that motivation. But I just hated going to football. I hated the moments of full football. It wasn't for me anymore, and it's crazy to think about that, because a month before it had been everything that I was looking forward to. After I had nothing, after I left football, I connected with God more and I asked him what he wanted me to do. And that's a really, really strong piece of advice that I'll give you today, is that when you're looking for your dream, is it your dream? Or is it God's dream? I believe that a lot of young people have these problems understanding what dream that they want to do. But what I would say to you is to remove all of your selfish ambitions and just come to God. From there, he'll plant his dream in your heart, and then everything that you do, you'll be so motivated to do and so motivated to achieve his dream for his kingdom. So that is one piece of advice that I'll give you today. But yeah, those events happened, and after I didn't have football anymore, I communed with God. I've always wanted to start a business. I've always liked fashion, and I've always been proud of my faith. So I mixed the two together, and I had been in America a lot, and I'd seen a lot of Christian clothing brands, but none of them were my type of fashion. And I like minimal stuff, minimalistic designs and things like that. So going with that, and then the brand started. So I hope that answers the question. So Jennifer D says Jesus is good. Jesus is definitely good. That's that's great. Love that positivity on this channel. Does your clothing have an impact on Christian lives? So yeah, I believe it does, but ultimately it's only you guys who can determine or say whether it has an impact on your lives. One of our main goals here at Hosea is to empower you guys, you Christians, to feel strong in your faith. The most prominent example of this is our No More Hiding design. In today's world, there's a lot of emphasis on being politically correct, but Hosea stands here to say to you guys to be proud of your faith and what you believe in, rather than conforming to the patterns of this world. That was one of our main goals, and I think we've sort of achieved it a bit, but there's always a lot more work to do here at Hosea, so you guys continue to support us. That will help us out so much. But yeah, we get a lot of positive comments on our Instagram. I think it is having an impact on Christian lives, but there's always more that we can do, so please help us on this journey and keep supporting us. So thanks. Can I win the giveaway? Yes, you can win the giveaway, but it's not going to be up to me. But yeah, you guys are great with the giveaways, entering all the time. It's really good to see the love of Christ in different nations coming together on our Instagram to edify each other. For example, on our giveaways we've said comment your favourite Bible verse and comment your favourite Hosea design, all of these things. And it's just really great to see you guys coming together for the love of Christ. So yeah. So how do you manage the workload? So yeah, as you guys can imagine, it's quite difficult, but we are only a small brand at the moment. But I get a lot of assistance from a lot of people at church. For example, Anne, one of our main models, helps out a lot, getting a lot of people helping with the editing now for the YouTube channel. All of our models are photographers and videographers, all do their service free of charge for us, and I think that's just amazing. Literally, I wouldn't be able to pay them, and they volunteer without asking for anything back, and it's really great to see those guys helping. One piece of advice for you guys looking to start a business, not saying go to church and find people to help you, but you'll find they're a lot easier to work with and a lot more receptive to work with, and they don't ask for anything back. So if you guys are looking to start something, even if it's a volunteer, even if it's a charity event or something like that, you know where to go. Just on top of that, it's just really, I've become close with a lot of the models and photographers, and it's really good to have fellowship with them and just talk to them about their lives and things like that. And that's one piece of advice that I'd give to anybody who's looking to start a business. So when is there another sale? So yeah, we've actually got a lot in the sale section right now. There's even those No More Hiding designs that I was talking about earlier. So you guys check that out, we'll link it down below so you guys can see. In terms of the next sale, I can't really give you an exact date when that will be. But if you guys sign up to our Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and most importantly our mailing list, then you guys will know exactly when the next sale is. You'll be the first to find out, I promise. So yeah. Where do you get all of your designs ideas? So yeah, design ideas come from me or they come from Anne, and ultimately they're just through preachings, communicating with God in different ways. And if it's a preaching, for example, I'll be listening to the preaching and I'll hear something. I remember our pastora said ecclesia and called out, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Imagine called out on the back of the hoodie. And that's how we came up with that design. I think that's in the sales section now. Back for the last question, so check that out. But yeah, that's an example of how we get our designs there from God, obviously, and they come into our heads, and then we go from there. And that will lead me on to the next question, which is how are you able to bring the designs to life? So as I mentioned, it comes from God into our heads. Then we get it down onto an iPad. We put the designs onto the iPad. We'll even get some photos of the clothes that we're gonna print on, and we'll put on the designs onto those clothes, and we'll decide what colour print goes with the colour of the top, etc. And then from there we'll send it to a silhouette cutter. And for you guys that don't know what a silhouette cutter is, it's a vinyl cutter. From there we'll cut the vinyl, so the design will be in the vinyl, and then from there we'll pick it, and then we will put it onto our hoodie, t-shirt, zip neck, anything, and then we'll press it down, and yeah, and then it comes to life. So everything that you receive is custom made from us, and it has that personal touch, and we really like that. I think in the future it may not be a possibility, but for now everything that you receive has been handled by us and has that loving touch from us. So I hope that answers your question. The last question, guys. So when did you guys start Hosea Clothing? Love your clothes, especially the No More Hiding sweater. Thank you for that love about the No More Hiding. It's good to see that people were enjoying that one. So when did we start? So we started in September 2017. The idea started in May 2017, I'd say. That's when I stopped playing football fully. And from there, we got my volunteers from church. We took some photos and videos. And then we launched our Instagram in about August 2017. And then a G12 Hearts on Fire conference in September 2017 that my mother actually arranged. We launched there and showed off our designs to people. And from there, we've never looked back. And it's kicked off. But yeah. there's still so much more that we can grow, and we're looking forward to doing that. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you for joining me with this Q&A. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you guys have. Thank you for sending in your questions. We're looking for suggestions for videos of what you guys would like to see, so leave us a comment down below on videos that you'd like to see. We're looking to do more Q&As with videographers, photographers and models that will help us and stuff, and it'll be great to show them off to you guys and show you guys more of who's behind Hosea, not just myself. So yeah, just leave us a comment down below if that's what you'd like to see. We're also going to go to a festival next month, so we'll be sure to vlog that, other lookbooks, other vlogs and various other videos that are coming up. So be sure to subscribe and hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video. But until next time, stay blessed and stay in the light. I'll see you soon. God bless.
I get this from you, oh Lord, I want that real love.